All right, the opening week of the preseason is mostly over with. Saints and Chargers are playing right now, but not much to take away from that. So, want to get into some of my top takeaways from the action this weekend. So we will do that. A lot of quarterbacks, rookie talk, but first, want to get to the big news of the weekend, and that is on Matthew Stafford. Sean McVay telling reporters that he got through a workout before the Rams-Cowboys preseason game with no setbacks, and that he is in position to return to practice tomorrow. Here's what the Rams head coach had to say. He said there were no limitations in terms of the types of throws, deep, intermediate, and short. We were moving the launch point, felt really good, look forward to progressing him back to practice on Monday, but it was a good step in the right direction. And if you're a Rams fan, you can breathe a sigh of relief. I do think this could be one of those things that lingers throughout the season. I mean, he had to get an epidural shot to kind of manage the pain there. So, he's 37, back issues. Once those pop up, they don't typically just completely evaporate. But if they can manage the pain and, limit the workload throughout the week during the season, he should just be fine. Obviously, he's played in this league for a long time, but definitely good news for a team that's trying to compete for a Super Bowl here in 2025. Football is back. Forverts is bringing you content every single day. NFL, college. We are 251 subscribers away from our next milestone. We are inching closer and closer and closer. Help us get there. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 11,000 subs ASAP. All right, some preseason reaction. Shedeur Sanders played pretty well. I thought he looked good against Carolina. Certainly wasn't perfect by any means. Played primarily against backups, but 14 of 23, $138. I thought both his touchdowns were actually probably two of his three best throws. There was one where he got flushed to the right and layered a nice ball that was one-handed caught by one of his receivers. But the two touchdowns were really good. The one in the left corner of the end zone put it in a good spot, and then the one over the middle where it was low and only where his guy could get it. I thought they were really nice throws. That second one with nice anticipation. And Kevin Stefanski said after the game that he's going to play a lot next week. And what did I say heading into this game? I said it's a hell of an opportunity. It's a golden opportunity. Obviously, he's been buried behind Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel in terms of the pecking order, in terms of the reps, but control what you can control. And I thought he went out there and played pretty well. Now, he got a little reckless with some of the scrambling around and stuff, but he was able to get away a couple times as well. Thought it was like a B-plus performance. Looked pretty good. Accurate, mostly good decisions. Kind of what we saw in college. He doesn't have the biggest arm. He's not the best athlete, but he's a pretty good decision maker. Throws with nice touch and throws a catchable ball. And I thought we saw that on a number of occasions in this game against the Panthers. Who do you guys think should be the Browns' starting quarterback? Let us know. I assume it's going to be Joe Flacco. That's probably the right decision for Week 1. But if things go south quickly, to me, do I want to watch Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel? I would rather watch Shedeur Sanders. So you guys let me know. Pin comment on today's show. Who should be the Browns' starting quarterback? Okay, Cam Ward played two drives, 3 and out the first drive, but then put a nice drive together, led a touchdown, missed his first two throws on that 3 and out, but then went 5 for 6 on the second drive, 5 of 8 overall, 67 yards before they were able to punch it in. It was just a handoff to somebody, so he didn't get the touchdown, but it was just solid, right? Hit Calvin Ridley three straight passes on that second drive. I think if you're a fantasy guy, draft Calvin Ridley. All the reporting out of Titans camp has been Cam Ward throws to him a lot. He's clearly their number one receiver. They could be trailing in a lot of games, so I think Ridley is a buy this year. But the few throws Ward made, good zip. Has a big arm, which we know. Had a nice throw to the left sideline at one point as well. Had a lot of time on a Ridley throw over the middle where he was wide open, so can't miss those, and he didn't. So nice day, nice performance. We'll see if he gets to play a little bit more next week. Okay, Travis Hunter plays both ways. Obviously, he's a receiver and a corner. Nothing that was super flashy or outlandish happened. 10 snaps on offense, caught a couple of passes, 2 catches, 9 yards, not much yak or anything like that. On defense, 8 snaps, Didn't record any stats. Did miss a tackle in space, and that is just kind of what I worry about, especially against these like big physical running backs. If he's playing a lot of snaps on offense, can he also go out there and play a lot of snaps on defense and go tackle a Derrick Henry? It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a toll on the body. So I'm still not quite sure what the overall plan is for Jacksonville. Like, is he playing both ways full time? Is he playing primarily offense and some defense? I kind of feel like that's the plan right now. He's going to be their number 2 receiver, opposite of Brian Thomas Jr., and then maybe in some dime nickel situations, he'll play on defense. That's my prediction of what the plan is early on. He wants to play as many snaps as possible, obviously, and kudos to him, but my guess is they manage the workload on defense. Okay, Anthony Richardson, injury. He seemingly fine, but the bigger talking point here is not that he fractured his pinky on his throwing hand, but that the way it happened was just a glaring error for a quarterback entering year 3 that needs to take a step. It was a clear. He slid the protection to the left side based on the pressure package look, which means he was hot, which means on the right side, free rusher. And you'd much rather have that on your right side because that's not your blind side than on the back side. And he just took the snap, held the ball, got crushed. And in that situation, you either got to throw the quick out to the left or you got to dump it off to the running back. Or he's free, you make a move, get around him, and then try to make something on the run. But the easiest play there is, since the running back isn't going to chip the rusher, he's running the flat route, you just dump it off to him, and he just got demolished. And you're just like, how does that happen? I think it was the first play. It's like, that's a pretty glaring red flag. I mean, it made me wonder, like, I wonder if Shane Steichen went to bed that night and was like, I can't start this guy. Like, for that to happen in the first play of the preseason, pretty glaring. Now, it was announced today, just a few minutes ago, actually, from Shane, that Daniel Jones will start the second game, which was always the plan. He'll play a few drives, then Anthony Richardson will play the rest of the first half. So he's seemingly still in the competition, but he's got to show he can do some things and make things happen and not make a mistake on a basic thing, especially for a guy who is trying to earn a job here. Who do you guys think is the Colts QB1? Type AR for Anthony Richardson, DJ for Daniel Jones. I keep going back and forth. I was like, I think they'll go with A-Rich because Jones hasn't had a great camp, but then he goes out there and does that in a game. So I don't know. AR for Richardson, DJ for Daniel Jones. I want to talk about the Bengals real quick. Zach Taylor announced about 3 weeks ago, or early on in training camp, hey, we're going to play our starters more in the preseason because we've gotten off to really bad starts in September. And he's right. I think they're like 8-13-1 in September since Joe Burrow's been the quarterback. No problem. Like, play your guys a little more if you think that'll help. Well, it didn't seem to help the defense because they got gashed by the Eagles' twos. Tanner McKee put on a clinic at quarterback, and they were just going up and down the field at will. So that didn't help. Now, Joe Burrow looks sharp. Jamar Chase is ready to go. I think the offense will hit the ground running faster than it normally does. But the bigger issue overall is just this Bengals defense just is not very good. And you still have Trey Hendrickson not around. So or I guess he's around, but he's not practicing. I think you got to find a way to figure that out, or take the biggest trade possible and just try to reload it next year. But again, if you were going to do that, you should have done it before the draft. But I think their defense is going to have major issues. I think it's going to be similar to last year where Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chase Brown, they're just going to have to carry the load and score 30, 35 points per game to try and win these games because, this isn't that year they went to the Super Bowl where they were flying around on defense. They don't have really any difference makers, and the one they have doesn't have a contract that he's happy with right now. Okay, rapid-fire reaction on some quarterbacks. J.J. McCarthy played one drive and mixed bag. Threw a bootleg to the left behind Jordan Addison. That was caught. Nice catch, but you got to put that on the front shoulder. Made a nice throw with anticipation on a crossing route with Jordan Addison. That was probably his best throw of the day. Airmailed the guy, hit a couple other basic passes. So it was a little up and down. I think he hit his first three, and then he was one for his last four. Resulted in a field goal, and that was it for him. So kind of what you would expect. Some good, some not. Knocking some of that rust off after missing all of last year. Jackson Dart, pretty good performance. had a ball that could have been picked on a tip, but then threw a beautiful touchdown, fade ball to the left side right at the goal line. Nice throw, nice catch, good touch, good accuracy. Beyond that, the throws I saw, a lot of just like screens, quick throws to the flat, not a lot of second level throws. And you see a lot of that in the preseason that, you're just dumping the ball off, running screens, you're running vanilla stuff. But thought he got the ball out quick, made good decisions. So good opportunity for him. I think he threw the ball 19 times. If I'm Brian Daboll, I'm giving this guy as many reps as possible. So thought it was a good debut. Drake May, I think, played just one drive or two. Tried to hero ball a play while he's getting sacked, tried to throw it. Did not work out. It was a fumble, so that didn't look great, but didn't play very long whatsoever. Justin Fields led a touchdown drive, kind of a classic Fields drive. Couple of checkdowns to the tight end, one that was nice yards after the catch, and then 14-yard scramble for a touchdown. Saw Lane, took it and went, and that fired up Aaron Glenn. And that's how they're going to play, and that's how you should play with Justin Fields. 1-2 reads. If it's not there, check it down or scramble. That's kind of his game. He's not going to get through a bunch of progressions. If you're going to have him run a complex offense from a passing standpoint, you're probably not going to be successful, but run the ball, play defense. That's what the Jets are going to try to do. And then Kyler Murray, I'm not going to overreact to this, but he threw one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. On a boot to the left, he was trying to find Marvin Harrison Jr. on the sideline and just did not layer the ball over the linebacker for some reason. Clearly kind of short-armed it. I mean, he hit me in the numbers. Like, he threw it right to the guy. And I think he saw him, too. He just, didn't put enough air under it. It was bizarre. But, yeah, big year for Kyler. Obviously, I don't think that throw is going to be the reason why he does or does not work out this year. But I was just like, wow, that's one of the worst interceptions I can remember, especially an established starter ever making preseason or not. All right, there you have it. That's going to do it for kind of some reaction to preseason week one. I might do a little winners and losers tomorrow. We'll see. It'll depend on the news cycle. If there's not a lot going on, we'll probably do that. If there is, we'll probably just kind of move on to the news and everything else that's surrounding the National Football League. We'll get back into some of our divisional previews as well, maybe working a college football episode. So busy week ahead. Thanks to everybody who has supported our content. Let's get to 11,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.